Now let's learn about .join method in Java. Let's create this class. Let's call it as join thread example. And first we create the main method. Let's create thread 1 and we can use the anonymous inner class or maybe lambda to create the thread. So this thread is going to print from 0 to 4 and it will have a message. Call this as thread 1 followed by I. Let's copy this one. Let's call this as thread 2. Let's change the message as well. Now thread 2, and this is going to be printed for, let's say, 25 times. And first we call dot start on the 1, then we call dot start on the 2, and then let's have a message which says done executing the threads. So what do you think is going to be the output for this particular program? If you are new to multithreading, then you could say that first these two threads will be executed and we will see all these messages getting printed on the console, and finally we will have this message printed. But looks like it's not going to be the case. So let's run it and find it out. And definitely it's not the case. In fact, done executing the threads is the first thing to get printed on the screen. So why is it happening so? In order to understand this, we will have to take a step back and understand how does the main method works. So in this particular program, main method is the first thing which is getting called by the JVM. And when this happens, this main method is run by a main thread. So this main thread is the first one which gets assigned to the CPU with the highest priority. We will learn about priority and all those things in some time, but for now, understand that this main thread has the highest priority. So it starts with its execution. First thing it does is it creates the definition for thread 1. Second thing it does is it creates the definition for this thread 2. And it comes to line number 17, then to 18, and in these two lines, it moves these two threads in the runnable state. And finally, on line number 19, we have this message. Since the main thread has the highest priority for now, this message is printed first. So what happens is all these threads are executing independent of each other. So thread 1 will start with its execution independently, so will thread 2, and the main thread anyway has the access to the CPU for now. It's going to print this one as soon as possible. And that is the time it's done with its execution, and it waits for these two threads to complete their execution. And once that is done, then the program is going to terminate. So what should I do if I have this functionality wherein I want that thread 1 should be completed, and only after that happens the main method or the main thread should proceed with its execution. So in order to implement that functionality, I can make use of .join method. So let's call .join on thread 1, and .join method throws an interrupted exception. In order to correct this, we can either surround this with try catch or could add the exception being thrown in the method signature itself. I'll go with the second option. Now with this in place, let's run the program and see what is the outcome. So this is what happens. Thread 1 needs to be executed 5 times and thread 2 needs to be executed 25 times. So first thread 1 is executed, 1 is getting executed, and looks like by this time thread 1 is executed. And at the same time thread 2 got hold of the CPU, so it started executing. And you notice that for the next time thread 1 was supposed to be executed, but thread 1 did not have anything left for execution. Effectively, it was done with its execution, and that is where the .join came in effect, and it instructed to the JVM that 1 is done with its execution. Now it's time for the main thread to take over and proceed with its execution, which is printing this particular line. So now we print this line, and then thread 2 proceeds with its execution. It's going to print all the messages by thread 2, and as soon as this is done, both the threads are completed, and now the main thread also shuts down. So what we learned here is one.join is kind of hinting to the JVM that as soon as I am done with my execution, then you can start with the execution of other threads which are in the queue. In this case, we had 2 and the main thread. So first 2 was executed for a while on the CPU, then the main thread started with its execution, which was printing this line. So what happens if I place 2.join as well? So in that case, JVM will not only wait for the thread 1 to get completed, rather it will also wait for thread 2 get completed, and only after that this message will be printed. So let's try that out as well. Let's rerun the code and see what is the outcome. So you see all the threads are executed. So basically 1 and 2 are finished, and only after that we see the outcome, that is done executing the threads. Now let's print a message before executing these threads, and what we can say is before executing the threads. Now let's run it. So you see, first we see the message before executing the threads. Now all the threads are executed because we have placed .join on both of these two, and finally done executing the threads is being printed. So basically why this is happening is, till this point of time we have not put the threads into the runnable state, so the main thread is the only active thread in this context, and this is the reason we printed this as soon as we reached at this line. So now let's understand about the join operation with some theoretical concepts. So first thing to notice is that main thread is the parent thread. So when we start a program, usually the execution begins with the main method. This method runs on the main thread. This can be understood as the parent thread since it spawns the other threads as well. Then the other important point to notice here is the independent execution of threads under normal circumstances. So when you create and start other threads, they run concurrently with the main thread unless instructed otherwise. So under normal circumstances, all threads run independent of each other. More explicitly, no thread waits for other thread. So what is join method? Well, imagine threads to be lines of execution. So when we call .join on a certain thread, it means the parent thread, which is the main thread in this case, it's saying, hey thread, once you are done executing your task, join my flow of execution. It's like the parent thread waits for the completion of the child thread and then continues with its execution. And here is my perspective on this concept. Well, personally, I find the join keyword is not very intuitive at first for the kind of operation it's doing. Somewhat better terms could have been wait for completion or complete then continue. What's your perception about the join method in Java? Let me know in the comment section.